I just recently met a man who was telling me that his wife was suffering with severe postpartum depression and that the meds were making no difference. If this sounds familiar, then this video is for you. In fact, if you've had any depression around any hormonal event, this video is for you because no one should have to endure these depressions when there are two things that are very easily correctable that could absolutely eliminate that depression. In fact, I know these are big statements, but I'm going to show you why I'm making those statements. This is based off of 35 years of research and 30,000 individuals looked at by Dr. Walsh, who wrote a book called Nutrient Power. Anyone out there who's watching this, or you know anybody who is struggling with depression, this book must be part of your conversation. There's so much you can do to improve your health and your mental health with the right nutrients. Specifically, when it comes to this postpartum depression, we want to talk about copper and estrogen. Copper, this is why it's relevant, converts dopamine into norepinephrine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that makes us excited to do things. It makes us want to get up and do things. If we have too much copper and we can overconvert, we get low dopamine, and it's really hard to get excited about anything, in fact. And so often, this is a huge piece of it. And I'll show you how actually often it is so that you understand why I'm making these statements. When he looked at these 30,000 people over 35 years, 17% of them exhibited high copper as their dominant chemical imbalance. So 17% of 30,000 people, and the vast majority of those 17%, 96%, were women, with the first episode of depression typically occurring during a hormonal event such as puberty, childbirth, menopause. This individual he was telling about, she specifically could not take birth control because it made her feel horrible. And in fact, she was also struggling with weight loss, which is often due to too much estrogen. So high copper females are usually intolerant to birth control pills or hormone replacement therapy, since these treatments increase copper levels in the blood. So what am I saying? If this is you, there's so much that you can do about this to get your estrogen balanced and your copper balanced with zinc. You can get it tested, and I'll show you a very simple way that you can do that. You can actually get a blood test if you really want to. It's very reliable, it's pretty easy, and it gives you a lot of great information. I actually tested myself to just show you my own labs. And there are so many case studies where he talks about where these individuals were struggling. They showed to have high copper and low zinc. So zinc is going to be a huge part of that equation. And the foods that I'm going to encourage you to start looking at that are going to be high in zinc to balance this are going to be things like oysters, pumpkin seeds, pecans, cashews. Those are going to be great whole food sources. They must be organic, raw, and sprouted. And then one last thing, you do need to check to see if you have estrogen dominance. And there's a lot we can talk about that. Just know that there's a lot you can do about this. Make sure that you're getting plenty of fiber to help your body clear the excess estrogen. Make sure that you're getting plenty of cruciferous vegetables to help with the conversions. Just know if you have more questions about that there is more we can do, but do not suffer with postpartum depression when there are things that can be done to make a huge difference. Hope this was helpful for all of you out there, and please share this with people who need to know this. And I'll be happy to give more information on what I would do if I knew that this individual had postpartum depression due to high copper or excess estrogen. Have a great day.